waters? All right.
All right, but we're gonna do the B part twice.
Yeah, let's do A B B. Okay. I mean, this is plenty of music, so we just do that one time, I guess. And, all right, so here's the order. What order do you want to go in? All right. Okay, we'll start slow. Let's start with The Water is Wide. And then we'll do the Sky Boat Song, because the water's wide, and then you put your boat on the water. And then we'll go a little bit, then we'll take the road to Lindisfarne, and then we'll wind up at the lee rig. No, let's see, yeah. And then we'll see there at the lee rig, we'll see the Star of the County Down. She's a good person to meet at the lee rig, right? Or even at the Astro. Hey, Cynthia, you came. That's so awesome. Welcome. Good to see you. I can't believe you came. This is so cool. You're here. This is Jim. Hi. This is Cynthia. Welcome. And we're still rehearsing. We're getting ready to play, but anyway. Okay, well, I'll see you afterwards, okay? All right, so O'Keefe's is the most lively one. Let's put that one at the end. We will not use O'Keefe's for the meditation, but we'll use it for that prelude. All right. And it's time for us to start. We're not going to have time to do all these. Let's just do everything once. And we'll go ahead and start, okay? All right, The Water is Wide. Okay, we're starting. Oh, yeah, okay.
You do?
No? Yeah, I'll start. 1, 2, 1. the bell, okay? Oh, there's the bell. We started the bell? I did that. No, that was an inadvertent. No, let's do this. Anyway. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Unity of Charlottesville on this beautiful, beautiful Palm Sunday. I'm up here with three beloved men to my left, but the one on the far end is our beloved Reverend Don Lansky. So how about we have a very joyful song to sing right off the bat today. Why don't we all stand up together and do as the title says, sing loud.
1, 2, 3.
Hosanna, loud Hosanna, the little children sing. Through pillared court and temple, the lovely anthem rang. To Jesus who had blessed those born into his breast, the children sang their praises, the simplest and the best. From Olivet they followed in an exultant crowd, the victor palm branch waving and chanting clear and loud. The Lord of earth and heaven rode on in lonely state, nor swore that little children should on his bidding wait. Hosanna in the highest, an ancient song we sing, for Christ is our Redeemer, the Lord of heaven our King. Oh, may we ever praise him with heart and life and voice, and in his blissful presence eternally rejoice. Wonderful, wonderful.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome on this Palm Sunday. Thanks for being here, and thanks to everybody who's watching online on Facebook and Zoom and our website and YouTube. And it is our custom, of course, here to begin with prayer. So I invite you to just take a moment and close your eyes and take a breath as we begin this Holy Week. And you know, in Unity, we take this as an internal adventure, a spiritual adventure, a spiritual walk, to really take in the message of Jesus' life and teachings. And so we join with millions, with billions of other people around the world this morning. And in gatherings such as this, we come together to remember who we are. We're of like-minded souls. We share in each other's pain and joy. We support each other in our spiritual journeys. And we can take a moment to envision peace. We have this central message of Jesus of love. So we send forth love into our world this morning, and particularly to Ukraine and Russia, envisioning a peaceful resolution to that conflict, envisioning support and protection for all of the refugees, all of the people still living in Ukraine. We envision peace, we envision healing. And if there's some area in your life this morning that is in need of healing, I invite you to turn your attention to that for a moment. And in that moment, we can tell our problems, our challenges, how big our God is. So that we move forward this day, this week, with courage and strength, with love in our hearts, with peace. May we claim this in the name and after the nature of the indwelling Christ. And so it is. Amen.
And so from that space of love in our hearts, let's share together our statement of faith. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And so it is. And now we get to stand again and sing our welcome song. You can wave to your neighbor. You can send a hug from a distance. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Woo! I'm in the right place. Put your hands together. Right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be.
Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is
welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. And where is Mark Boston? Is that Mark Boston way back in the back there, our illustrious youth director? And the children, we're going to bless you now as you go with Mark for Kids Church. Enjoy. And so now we have our mission statement. Okay, there it is. All right. Unity of Charlottesville empowers everyone to express their unique divinity, making a positive difference in the world. And we're going to sing again.
Ready to sing?
Ready to sing.
Y'all just can do what the praise singers do on this song. No, nobody can do what the praise
We're
singers
gonna do the right thing.
But
We're gonna do the right thing,
We gotta
okay?
do the right thing.
okay, here we go.
Do the right thing.
I've been looking out on the morning rain, wake up in the middle of a dream. One more chance to begin again, do the right thing. I got no faith in the powers that be, wake up in the middle of a dream. Looks like a change is up to me, do the right thing. Take heart,
Take heart,
take heart,
take heart,
wake up in the middle of a dream. Take heart, and do the right thing. Take heart, take heart, wake up in the middle of a dream. Take heart, and do the right thing. Sins of the fathers dead and gone, wake up in the middle of a dream. Bless their souls and carry on, do the right thing. Woo! Call up the ones that you trust the most, wake up in the middle of a dream. Mother, daughter, Holy Ghost, do the right thing. Take heart,
Take heart,
take heart,
take heart,
wake up in the middle of a dream. Take heart, and do the right thing. Take heart, take heart, wake up in the middle of a dream. Take heart, and do the right thing.
Do the right thing.
There's a greeting underneath the winter snow, and a feeling that we're guided as we go. There's a silver moon arising, and nobody's keeping score. The differences don't matter anymore. Hearts of the hungry, far from home, wake up in the middle of a dream. Give them shelter, share their load, do the right thing. Beyond belief, beyond the blood, wake up in the middle of a dream. We got to place our faith in the power of love, do the right thing. Take heart, take heart, wake up in the middle of a dream. Take heart, and do the right thing. Take heart, take heart, wake up in the middle of a dream. Take heart, and do the right thing. Take heart, and do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Well, there was a man in Kansas City who decided to write a book about churches. And the first thing that he did was he flew to San Francisco and he went to this large mega church. And in the lobby, he saw a golden telephone hanging on the wall, and there was a sign over it that said $10,000 a minute. So we asked the pastor what the sign meant, what the phone meant. And the pastor said, well, this is a direct line to heaven. And if you have $10,000 a minute, you can talk directly to God. So the man continued his journey. He was doing research. So he traveled all over the U.S. Every time he went to a city, he went to one of the large churches there. And in the lobby of every church he went to there, he saw a golden telephone with a sign that said $10,000 a minute. And he would ask the pastor what it meant, and the pastor always said, well, this is a direct line to heaven. You can talk directly to God if you have enough money to pay for it. The last church that he went to was in Dallas, Texas. And he looked in the lobby, and there in the lobby of this large church was a golden telephone with a sign that said, calls 35 cents. So he went up to the pastor after the service, and he said, I've traveled all around the country, and everywhere I go, there's a golden telephone, and it says $10,000 a minute. And the pastor always says, well, that's so you can talk to God directly. The pastor turned to him and smiled. He said, son, you're in Texas now. It's a local call. All right. So, it's come to this, awarded for bad jokes. All right. So many years ago, I was in Fairfield, Iowa for a month-long meditation retreat, and every day, 1,700 people meditated together in the morning and evening. We did our programs together. And Fairfield, Iowa is an amazing little oasis. It's this tiny little town in Iowa with 3,000 meditators. So it's a pretty calm place when you walk around. People are smiling. It feels a pretty happy place. But you know how in the graffiti in public restrooms can sometimes be quite raunchy? That's how it is in men's restrooms. I don't know how it is for women. Or is it in women's restrooms too? Strange graffiti. The graffiti, the Maharishi University there serves only organic vegetarian food. So the graffiti in the men's room is, why don't they serve us chicken? That's about as ugly as it gets in Fairfield, Iowa. Yeah. So whenever I go on a long meditation retreat, I become aware of, or I really should say I receive, a few concrete things, a few evidences of concrete things. The first is that the world still spins on its axis even when I'm not here, even when I'm not in church. It's still spinning. Amazing. The second is a feeling of remembrance. There's a feeling of remembrance that there is a place within me, a place within all of us, really, that contains the entire universe within it. We all have access to that, and the good news is it's a local call, right? It's a local call. And the third is another kind of remembrance, and that is the importance of being authentic, the importance of walking my walk, walking my talk. And I think, as many of you know, when you have a regular meditation or a regular prayer practice, it brings about a certain clarity and a certain awareness and a certain purpose to your life. There's just a clarity around that. So today is, of course, Palm Sunday. It's the beginning of Holy Week. And every year we get to tell and retell this wonderful, remarkable story of Easter. And most of the traditional commentaries and Bibles call Palm Sunday the triumphal entrance of Jesus into Jerusalem. And so it's common now to, I think I have a slide of that, do I? Yeah. It's common to see documentaries on the History Channel or on CNN or the Discovery Channel or even major networks or in the movies now. It's common to see things that attempt to explore Jesus in a historical and cultural context. So we get to kind of reimagine, and awaken our imagination to what it must have been like in those days. And I want to show you a movie clip. This is from a movie called The Son of God. So if we could just dim the stage lights. Turn the sound up to a little bit.
We set out for Jerusalem. Thousands were heading there for the festival of Passover.
This way!
Israel, why don't you make us free? Save us from the Romans, Lord.
We come in peace, Barabbas.
This is a really interesting clip. It almost contains the entire message of Jesus' teachings in 2.5 minutes. So we get to reimagine the energy and enthusiasm as Jesus makes his way with the crowds towards Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover feast. And news of Jesus' teachings and healings had preceded him. He had just raised Lazarus from the dead. There were throngs of people gathered all around and wanting to know that, in fact, he was the long-awaited Messiah. But then the camera moves. It moves to the Roman soldiers, and it moves to the Jewish authorities, to the Pharisees, and there's this ominous feeling. Did you feel it? There was a sudden shift, an ominous feeling as Jesus and the disciples pick up on this fact that they're being watched by the authorities who are feeling threatened by Jesus, feeling threatened by his teachings and by his followers. And you get the feeling that that moment of joy really suddenly, quickly turns to this premonition of dire things to come. And then Barabbas comes out yelling and screaming at Jesus, why don't you save us from the Romans? Why don't, if you're the Messiah, save us now. Now, you remember Barabbas. Barabbas in the Gospel of Luke says that Barabbas was imprisoned for sedition and murder. So it kind of implies that he was a zealot, that he was one of the underground insurgents trying to get Rome out of Israel. The Gospel of John says that he was a bandit or a robber. And there was a custom on every feast day that the Roman governor could release a prisoner according to the people's choice. And so Jesus was brought before Pontius Pilate, and Barabbas was sent before Pontius Pilate, and that was going to be the choice for the Passover feast, to release Jesus or Barabbas. And the Jewish high priests and elders were encouraging the Jews and the people to release Barabbas because they thought this would be a good way to get Jesus out of the way finally. And his request was, or the request was granted. Barabbas was set free. So there's this beautiful moment in that clip where Jesus walks up to the combative Barabbas who's screaming at him, and he extends his hand out, and something happened. Did you notice? So what happened in that moment? Who wants to say? Just yell it out. What happened in that moment? What was it? He felt his love. Yeah. Anyone else? Janice? Energy transfer from the hands, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it was a powerful moment. There was a look in that moment of unconditional love, unconditional acceptance, unconditional compassion. And the handout, maybe there was this transmission of energy as well from the hands to Barabbas' heart. And the power of that silences Barabbas. And the disciple, probably Peter, says, "Go in peace." So Jesus is saying to Barabbas, and really to us all, I'm not that kind of Messiah. I didn't come to overthrow the Romans. That's not why I'm here. I came to elevate consciousness and your connection to the kingdom of God, to put you in touch with that which is already within you. And that is the kingdom of heaven, the power of love within you. Within you. That's why I'm here. Whole message of Jesus' teachings in 2.5 minutes. It's amazing. The story of Palm Sunday and Jesus entering Jerusalem is told in all 4 Gospels. And John Dominic Crossan and Marcus Borg, who were academic members of the Jesus Seminar, wrote a book called The Last Week. In that book, they say that there were actually two entries into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. That from the west gate, the Romans were entering with their full legions on horseback, with their armies, foot soldiers, in full armor, getting ready for the Passover celebration. They were there to keep the peace in case there was trouble, in case there was an uprising. But from the east gate, Jesus and his followers were entering. And they were entering as Jesus was sitting on a donkey. The most commentaries say the most lowly and humble of animals, right? Jesus was being humble. But if you go back to 1 Kings, there's a story in the Hebrew Bible about King David, the most beloved and important king of Israel, passing down his crown to his son Solomon. And King David orders his chief priests and advisors to have Solomon ride to his coronation on the royal mule, his own royal mule. So the mule was not a lowly animal at all. It was a royal animal. In fact, it was probably more sure-footed on the rocky terrain of Israel than a horse's would be. And so all four Gospels mention Palm Sunday, but there's one intriguing passage in the Gospel of Luke that's found nowhere else. And this is what it is. In Luke 19, it says, as he came near and saw the city, he wept over it, saying, if you, even you, had only recognized on this day the things that make for peace. But now they are hidden from your eyes. Indeed, the days will come upon you when your enemies will set up ramparts around you and surround you and hem you in on every side. They will crush you to the ground, you and your children within you, and they will not leave within you one stone upon another, because you did not recognize the time of your visitation from God. So at this time of great jubilation and expectation and cheering and praise, Jesus looks out over Jerusalem and he weeps. He weeps. The Gospel of Luke was written around 85 CE, over 50 years after Jesus' death and resurrection, and only 15 years after the Romans had squashed a Jewish rebellion, a bloody Jewish rebellion, and destroyed the temple in 70 CE. So Jewish unrest and anger at Roman rule was at a high pitch. So I wanted to give you some background on Palm Sunday's story because I have an important question to ask you this morning, and that I believe this story sheds some light on. And it's this. What if spiritual mastery is about being vulnerable and walking the spiritual path with commitment and authenticity no matter what? No matter what. See, throughout Jesus' ministry, he was always on the go, maybe even on the run. He would teach small groups here and there, and they would sometimes swell to be larger groups, and then they would pick up and move again. And during his 3-year ministry, Jesus' life was always in danger. The gospel record accounts for 7 instances of official plotting, 2 efforts at arrest, and 3 assassination attempts, where the commentary says they plotted to kill him, right? So at the culmination of his ministry, at the beginning of Holy Week, Jesus is marching right into the center of power, right up against imperial Rome, right up against all of the Jewish authorities. And the question is, why did he do that? Why? And maybe the answer is because it was his to do. That was what he was supposed to be doing. There's a wonderful word in the East called dharma. Many of you are familiar with this word, and it has different meaning in different traditions. So in the Buddhist tradition, dharma means the teachings of Buddha. In Hinduism, an inclusive definition of dharma is that dharma is our true place in the cosmic process, a time in time, in space, in awareness, in thought, in deed, and in desire. As if we are in a divine play, and to play our part, we do the right thing at the right time, in the right way, for the right reason, to do our allotted duty, and by this we maintain order and balance in the universe. That's kind of a deep definition of dharma. So it appears to me that in this last week of his ministry, Jesus is really doing his dharma. He's really fulfilling his dharma. He's doing what he came to do. What if spiritual mastery is about being vulnerable and walking the spiritual path with commitment and authenticity no matter what? No matter what. So what does being vulnerable mean? Well, there's an oversimplified answer would be that we come into the world completely vulnerable as infants, as children. As we grow up, we learn how to protect ourselves and how to defend ourselves. And a lot of this has to do not only with our physical safety, but with our emotional and with our psychological safety. And so there's a relationship between vulnerability and our perception of safety. The more we need to feel safe, the more we protect and defend ourselves so that we're not vulnerable. Have you ever been hurt or betrayed in a relationship? Anybody? Did it take a while for your heart to become open again? We protect ourselves. Here's how Brené Brown defines vulnerability. Vulnerability is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, courage, empathy, and creativity. It is the source of hope, empathy, accountability, and authenticity. If we want greater clarity in our purpose or deeper and more meaningful spiritual lives, vulnerability is the path. So, here's a definition of spiritual vulnerability. Spiritual vulnerability is greeting life with an open heart, regardless of any risk that may be involved. This is just my definition, so you can make up your own. But this is what I think spiritual vulnerability is. About greeting life with an open heart, regardless of any risk that may be involved. So do you think Jesus had an open heart? Did he have an open heart when he taught, when he healed, when he prayed, when he went before Pontius Pilate and Caiaphas, when he calmed Barabbas with unconditional love, when among his last words on the cross were, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do"? Vulnerability in this context is not weakness. It's great spiritual strength. It's the power of our choice. And so I believe that this is one of the greatest messages and invitations, not only of Palm Sunday and Holy Week and Easter, but of Jesus' entire teaching, his entire ministry. Because what if we could greet life with an open heart, regardless of the risk, regardless of the outcome even, you know? To greet life with an open heart, you would need to be willing to be authentic. You would be willing to be telling the truth to yourself. You'd need to be willing to do what you're called to do, to be who you're willing to be, to replace fear with love. You need to be willing to eliminate all that is contrived in your life, all of the beliefs, all of the mythologies that we created about ourselves or learn from others that we use to justify playing small or not feeling that we're good enough. We'd have to get rid of all that stuff. We feel vulnerable when we're at the edge of our knowing, when we don't know what's coming next, or at the end of or the edge of our experience. That's when we feel, I think, most vulnerable. But what if we had enough faith, enough spiritual vulnerability to take the next step anyway, right? No matter what. What if we had the faith and courage to live a life that was 100% truthful, even to the point of marching into our own Jerusalems, marching up to our own Pontius Pilates and our own Caiaphases, all those negative forces that are around us, even knowing that what we have to face may not be that great, maybe some difficult and challenging times ahead, some difficult situations ahead, but we did it anyway. We did it anyway. So what if this Holy Week in 2022 is really an invitation to look at how we see our lives right now, assessing how vulnerable we are, how vulnerable we're willing to be, how spiritually vulnerable we're willing to be, and asking ourselves this question: can I greet life with an open heart, knowing even that there may be some risks involved? Can I greet life with an open heart, knowing that there are risks involved? And if we're not greeting life with an open heart, how do we change that? How do we begin to experience a deep inner spiritual transformation? And one way is by choosing to be responsible, choosing to be 100% responsible for what we think, what we say, and what we do. Because if we're 100% responsible, then we're responsible when we act like a victim. We're responsible when we gossip or talk behind other people's backs. We're responsible when we don't tell the truth to ourselves or to others. We're responsible when we don't do what we know is right, or when we're not being true to our Dharma. We know that, and we take responsibility for that. And so that's really my invitation for you today as we begin Holy Week. And for many of us, Holy Week is an inner spiritual journey that we take every year to try to deepen our understanding of Jesus' teachings and about this last week of his life, which contains some of his most core teachings, because Jesus demonstrated how to be spiritually vulnerable, how to greet life with an open heart, even in the midst of trials and tribulations and accusations and beatings and torture and death and resurrection. He still walked his walk. He still did that. And so as we relate to our own lives, no matter what the circumstances or the outer conditions are, or the outer appearances, we too can choose to walk our walk. We too can choose to do our Dharma. We too can choose to be 100% responsible to walk our walk. And each of our walks is different, isn't it? Each is unique. So, what do you choose today? What do you choose today? And that's why we do our palm walk meditation, which is a special meditation that we do once a year. We haven't actually done this in 3 years. It's amazing, really. And you notice that in front here, we have these palms laid out, thanks to our wonderful crew, Nicole and Maria. Did you have other help yesterday, too? Marlene Hopkins, Linda Jewell, and Sarah Meyer. So we thank you all for doing that. So the palms are laid out here, and what we'll do is we'll have a song and then a brief meditation, and then you'll have the opportunity to walk across the palms as a symbolic gesture to commemorate Jesus' entry into Jerusalem and the beginning of Holy Week. So the way we'll do this after we meditate, I'll invite you to come up down these two aisles here. That way we can avoid the cameras and the wires. If you come down these two centers here, and just kind of line up around here, and we'll do it by sections. So we'll have this section first, and then this section, and this section, and our blessing team will help guide you to do that. And just kind of when you get to the beginning of the palms here, you can do this however you like. You can do it with shoes on or shoes off. You can do it as just a way of remembrance of Jesus' march into Jerusalem and his last week there. Or you could also ask yourself the question that I've asked you. How do I greet life with an open heart regardless of the risk? Or as you walk across the palms, what are you walking towards on the other side? What lies before you on the other side? What vision for yourself? What goal for yourself that is in alignment with the truth of your being, with your Dharma? So let's prepare for meditation. We'll have Blair come up and So if your eyes aren't closed, I invite you just to close your eyes and to continue in this meditation. If you're doing this from home or online, you can just visualize the palms and do this experience from this meditation. And the questions we asked were, what if spiritual mastery is about being vulnerable and walking the spiritual path with commitment and authenticity no matter what? And how could I greet life with an even more open heart regardless of any risks that might be involved? So when it's time to do this walk, you might keep these questions in mind. Or what vision lies on the other side of the palms on Palm Sunday? You know, Jesus was walking towards something. He was walking towards the demonstration and fulfillment of all that he came to teach, the fulfillment of his Dharma. So what do you envision for yourself that would fulfill your spiritual goals, your spiritual ideals, that would allow you to be more in alignment with your Dharma, to walk your walk as only you can, knowing that you have all of the strength and all of the courage and all of the wisdom, all of the faith within you to make that walk no matter what, no matter what. And so when you're ready, we'll start from this side, from my left here. And just walk around. And let's do this in silence. let's take time now to just bring our awareness back to this room, to gently and easily open our eyes when it feels comfortable. And thank you, Blair and Jim. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Reverend Don and Blair, for continually saying yes to showing up here and sharing and expressing your Dharma with all of us here at Unity of Charlottesville. You are so loved. We now have an opportunity to give back a portion of all the good we've received. And as we prepare for this, I'd like to welcome anyone who's here for the first time. Any newcomers here today? Yes. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Beautiful, beautiful. And I want to acknowledge anyone online that might be joining us for the first time as well. So there are many ways to give at Unity of Charlottesville: online, text to give, good old U.S. mail, or right here in person. You can deposit your tithe into the butterfly net. Is that Ellen? I can't see. Who is that? Maria! And the light is kind of covering you there. You're just beaming back there with light. So thank you, Maria. We're very, very grateful to all of you for your tithes, not just your financial tithes, but your tithing of talent, of just sharing your hearts with each other. We are incredibly grateful. This structure, this community would not be here if it weren't for your generosity. So we are deeply, deeply, deeply grateful. And now we're going to bless our tithes and offerings. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And time to sing again.
Please sing with us on the chorus of this wonderful song.
All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well.
I am walking through the green pastures, and I know that I'm not alone. Song of the meadowlark sings to my soul, tenderly calling me home. And all shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well.
Sing it out.
All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well. I am walking beside the still waters, as fresh as the breeze at dawn. The voice of my ancestors whispering, giving me strength to carry on. And all shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well.
Come on.
All shall be well, all shall be well, all manner of things shall be well.
Surely goodness and mercy will follow, and love will be leading the way. Every shadow will shine in the fullness of time, and bloom in the heart's own place. And all shall be well.
Let's take it home.
All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. All shall be well. All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. One more time.
Yes.
All shall be well. All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. All shall be well. All shall be well. All manner of things shall be well. All manner of things shall be well.
Okay.
So we do have some opportunities for transformation.
Yes, and the first one is an opportunity to join your community Wednesday nights at 6:30, only on Zoom, for a midweek healing service. I've been told it is an incredibly powerful experience. Fortunately, my job prevents me from attending, but miraculous things apparently are happening, so please join.
And this coming Friday, we will have a half-hour silent meditation in commemoration of Good Friday from 12:30 to 1. It'll be online only on Zoom. It's the same link that is for the Sunday service if you're online. And we will print that link this week in our weekly email. If you're not getting our weekly emails, please call the church office and get on our mailing list, and then you'll have the link to that. So 12:30 to 1. Marie, did you have something? Let me just say that while you're coming up, we will have Easter lilies for sale. I think Thursday is the last day to order them, so if you would like to have them, they'll be here decorating the sanctuary for Easter, and they're $25. You can call the church office to order one of those. Maria?
I just wanted to let everyone know that there is coffee and tea available down in the ballroom, and just come and have some personship, right? We're beyond fellowship, personship. And I'm sorry, there's no cream. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. But yeah, coffee, tea, pull up a chair. You can sit inside or outside, and just have a chance to gather together.
Great, thank you. And next week is Easter Sunday, so we will have fellowship next Sunday. We'll be having a light lunch that's served if you come here. We'll be doing our Unity Communion, so hope you all see you then.
Wonderful.
And we'll have horns for Easter.
Have what?
Horns on the stage.
Oh my
A horn section.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Will some
They're
of your
coming back.
Does that include some of your family members?
No, it includes Rachel and Mike. You all remember them?
Rachel and Mike. All right.
Rachel Smith and Mike Pressel.
Okay, wonderful. And Women of Unity, spring is the time to renew this fellowship. Women of Unity have been on a break for a little bit, and starting back on April 21st at 7 o'clock, they will resume regular meetings. Please come, women who are interested, and bring your ideas. Let's charge this experience up again. Create some enthusiasm.
Oh, ticket sales have been going so well, thanks to you all listening to my pleas. This morning, we sang two songs, Do the Right Thing and All Shall Be Well. Those songs were written by these two folks who will be performing. And please, I want to just make this clear. If you go to the website to buy tickets and you cannot buy a ticket, it might be because we've reached our weather cap. We're going to cap the ticket sales at 60 until we see what the weather's going to be. So 1 week before the concert, like next Sunday, we'll know whether we're inside or outside. But if we have to go inside, we have to limit the tickets. We're hoping we can be outside, there'll be no limit. We still have a few before we reach that cap, so get yours today. And there are plenty of tickets at the second concert, which is in Forest, Virginia. We actually have a couple of people coming to that. It's only an hour-and-a-half drive, and it's just 15 minutes from Thomas Jefferson's summer home, so you could plan a visit to that on the same day. All that info is on the website.
Right. April 23rd, the Yoga of Soul. You all met Jing last week, and she'll be doing a class from 11 to 12:30 on Saturday, April 23rd. That's live here in the sanctuary, and it'll also be on Zoom for those who are online. And this is a new class on creation spirituality. This is by Marianne Wamhoff, and creation spirituality postulates that the divinity permeates all things. Sounds very much like unity. But the sum of all of those things does not constitute or explain the mystery of the divine. And so in this context, the spiritual walk can be looked at in terms of four paths. Via positiva, the path of awe, delight, gratitude, and joy. Via negativa, the path of uncertainty, darkness, suffering, letting go. And via creativa, the path of birthing, creativity, and passion. And via transformativa, the path of justice, healing, celebration, rebirth, and resurrection. So this is a 4-week class, 4 Tuesdays, beginning April 26th. It's $50, but no will be turned away. It's online only, and if you want to register, you need to do that online. And Marianne will talk about this not only in terms of a general way to think about life, but also particularly how to walk the labyrinth in terms of these 4 paths as well. So, and then World Labyrinth Day, May 7th, we will be having that here at Unity as well, and Marianne will be hosting that too.
And Ginger Collier is continuing her book study. The book is God's Gift to Gaia, Guidance for Awakening Humans. And for more information about joining her group, please email her at v.collier@earthlink.net. And our bookstore manager, Don Brady, he might be in the bookstore. Don Brady is looking for volunteers to help him with the operation of the bookstore. So you can, if you're interested, oh, here come the kids. If you're interested, you can stop in and chat with him on your way out, or give him a call at that number, 927-1426, 703 area code.
We do still have opportunities for sacred service in the media team and also for volunteer teachers. So if you're interested, please see me or see Bob Butts or see Mark Buston.
And pastoral care, we still have a pastoral care team always here at Unity of Charlottesville. If you're interested, you can call the office for more information or email at pastoralcare@unitycharlottesville.org. And virtual fellowship, yes, it continues. For those on Zoom, we invite you to stay with us immediately following the peace song for interactive virtual fellowship. From Facebook, look for the link in the chat. And from Unity of Charlottesville website, click on the Sunday Services tab, click on the Sunday Service link from the email. And that's it.
Yes, let's bring our children up.
We are walking as the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking, we are walking, walking, we are walking as the light of God. We are walking, walking, we are walking, we are walking, we are walking as the light of God.
All right, everybody. I am Mark Boston, your youth director here at Unity of Charlottesville. And today, it's all about walking in the walk. Right, Don? Walking in the walk and embodying the spiritual knowledge that we all have, it takes courage. And that was the theme of today, was courage. Palm Sunday is a joyous Sunday as Jesus had the courage to ride into Jerusalem and proclaim his messiahship. Today, our young folks played a game that required some courage. Morgan, what game did we play today? Oh, you.
We played 2 games today. We played 2 rounds of Uno, and we also played this dolphin game. Morgan is going to share the rules.
So basically, it's like hot, warm, cold without the cold, and with a ding sound instead of hot. We sent a volunteer out of the room, and those who stayed decided on a simple task for the volunteer to do. When they got close to doing what they wanted them to do, we'll say ding. What did we learn? That it's okay to try things and get it wrong. Positive reinforcement can help to shape the behavior we want to see. It taught us that setting clear intentions matters. Sometimes we can't find out what is right without risking ways wrong, which takes courage.
Excellent, Morgan. Very good. All right, thank you all. I just wanted to make a quick announcement. Next Sunday is Easter, and we're asking families and those who wish to participate to bring 12 plastic eggs, each filled with candy, coins, stickers, or other fun and appropriate items that can fit inside a plastic egg. All right, thank you all. Can we say our children's prayer, please? Children's blessing. Children, unity,
YOUers, teachers and parents, you are loved, special, and important.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. So I want to thank everybody who helped out today, Greg and Bob and Carol up in the sound booth. I think this is Carol's maiden voyage, I think, today, or was it last week? But and thanks to our blessing team, Ellen and Maria and Linda, and who else? Our wonderful musicians, of course. Thank you all. And we will have healing helpers out here in this corner. And Buddy is here, and is Peggy here as well? Peggy here, both here for individual prayers if you would like prayers as well. So thanks everybody. And Janice, thank you so much for being celebration assistant today. Thank you. Yeah. So please stand. We'll hope to see you this Friday for our Good Friday meditation at 12:30 online, and next Sunday is Easter.
Thank Don.
Yeah.
And Blair.
So our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And wherever God is, all is well. Also, I forgot to welcome Reverend Marge Brown is here this morning. Thank you, Marge, for being here.
Oh, welcome.
Raise your hand. That's you. All right. Let there be peace on earth,
and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as Creator, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
So let's greet this day with an open heart, no matter what the risk. Have a great day.
Chorus of All Shall Be Well. One, two, there you just had it.